Welcome to Santa's MLS Tech Workshops, where we'll be going over ways on how to better your business. In this tutorial, Laura and Martin will be going over how to best utilize your cards dashboard to send out mailers and save contacts in Remind.
So once we've created those carts, I'm going to go into the carts tab. Over here on the left-hand side, it's the little shopping cart you see here. And you'll be able to see all of my carts. So any property that you create a CMA for is automatically going to go into this CMA cart. And then I've got my high central 4.5 to 6% mortgage rate and my high sell score. The last cart that you create is always going to be the first one on your list. That's how it's organized. So I've got my first cart here and then my second cart showing here. And you have lots of options once you're in your carts tab. So I can select all and I can export this list into a CSV file on my computer. That's what I was mentioning before. So if I wanted to save these 142 properties into my computer, I could export this list, download it onto my computer. It's pulling all of their information you can see here, and then delete them and make room for more. You can click on more. You can print mailing labels straight from Remind. So you have the option if you want it to go to property owners, that's going to pull their name, or to current resident. You can choose if you want it to go to the property address or the mailing address. Let's say they're absentee owner and you want to mail to the landlord in Washington, D.C., you would choose the mailing address. And then you can choose your label type, click print mailing labels, and it's going to download those onto your computer. And then last but definitely not least is the send mailers button. So if you click on send mailers, you're going to want to name your campaign. I'm just going to call this one demo, build mailing campaign. We'll give it a second to load. We actually paid for a bulk rate for the entire country. So most agents say this is cheaper than any mailer that they currently send out. And there's no minimum. So if I just needed to send, 10 flyers or 10 postcards, I could do so. It's not going to cap me at like 200 mailers before I can send. So I've got 142 postcards for an estimated total of $93.72. This is print and postage. I can also change between postcards, letters, yellow letters, snap aparts, choose a design. We have tons of templates for you guys to choose from. If my internet will load. We also just added in holiday cards. So you have things like absentee owner, commercial properties, fully editable. You can upload your own postcards if you have them. You don't have to use ours. And then we have holiday greeting cards, which I think are really fun. So lots of cards to choose from here. And then we also just added holiday cards with envelopes. And the reason we added this is my coworker and I did a study on open rates for cards. Does anybody know, you can answer in the question section, anybody know how many seconds you have to capture somebody's attention when you send them a flyer? On average, any guesses? Don't Google it. 7 seconds. Somebody knows it. It's 3 to 7 seconds. And the reason why, anybody know the reason why? The people who answered 3 to 7 seconds. Anybody know why? What are people's mailbox right next to? Any guesses? Trash can. Yeah. Exactly. People go through their mail right next to their trash can, kind of filter out what is irrelevant to them or they think is irrelevant to them, and they throw it right in the trash. They just chuck it away. But your attention rate goes up over like 50% when you put it in a envelope, because anybody know why? Anybody guess why it's important to put it in an envelope? They take it inside with them, right? If you put it, the satisfaction of opening it. True, that is true. I didn't find that in my research, but that is a very good point. They take it inside with them. They think it's important to them, so they're going to open it with the rest of their bills. They'll go through, throw out, your Black Friday deals, throw out the coupon for Tickle Me Elmo, and head inside with things that look important to you. So when you're opening it inside, you think it's directly sent to you and you pay more attention to it. Especially, I'm so tongue tied, especially if you make it personable, right? Like put you and your family or you and your team and say, happy holidays from my team to you, or whatever the case may be. Make it look like a true holiday card that they would be getting from a relative. Um, so the benefit of sending it in a mailer is, one, you're getting more, not a mailer, an envelope is, one, you're getting more eyes on it, right? It's going inside. And two, they think it's important. I know me, I am a full-fledged adult, but I still get birthday cards from my grandma. Um, so my birthday came around and I am a new homeowner, and I was getting all these cards, and I got this card and it looked like a birthday card. I was super excited, took it inside. I was like, yes, I'm buying a new pair of shoes. And it was not, it was a bill that was like totally faked me out. I was very disappointed. But it works, I don't know if you've ever gotten mail that's like open immediately, this is important, or your car is going to explode, and then you open it up and it's somebody trying to sell you something. But it works. It gets me every time. So you are going to increase that attention rate when you send it into a postcard. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time saying the word postcard today. But I'm going to pause here for a second. Let me show you one more thing. So if I go back and I click on cards with envelopes, this is where you're going to get those cards within an envelope. Any other one that you click on here is not in an envelope. These are all just going to be like postcards. Again, that price that it showed you at the beginning is estimated print and postage. You can choose if you want priority or regular shipping. You don't even have to enter in the addresses. It's pulling straight from your cart, does most of the work for you. You can opt to add your own address in if you want to get a copy of the mailer yourself. And if for any reason, if something bounces, it's going to go back to the brokerage where you hang your license. Typically, it sends within a matter of days once you've submitted the order, and they have a whole support team here to the site that we use is PCM Digital. But you can always come to us for support, or you can chat straight with PCM Digital through this live chat right here. Honestly, this is one of my favorite pieces of Remine, because so many times I get agents that are like, this is new, by the way, but agents would be like, Remine is great. I love all the data, but once I get the data, I have no clue what to do with it. What do you recommend I do with it? And we've now streamlined it so it's so easy to set up a cart, send them a mailer. If you don't hear back from them, hit them with another mailer. Maybe do a mailer for the holidays that says happy holidays, and then in the new year send them another mailer that says, hey, we're starting off a new year. If you're thinking about listing, list with me. So it's just really easy to continue those touch points by going through your carts and into them. I'm a huge proponent to sending physical mail, especially if I know a lot of people in Remine, you don't have to send mailers. If you get in here and you find 10 homes in your neighborhood highly likely to sell, go in, print their mailing labels off, and send them handwritten notes. I think handwritten things go a long way.
Great
I
idea.
think printed things go an extremely long way. it just looks like you took the extra step to get in front of them. Where emails, I don't know about you guys, but my email box is like flooded with, Pier 1 and Home Goods emails for days. So if somebody markets to me via email, I might not see it, but I do check my mail physically every day or every other day. So I personally think physical mail is not dead. Okay, so to delete a cart, so I mentioned earlier, if you wanted to delete a cart to create a new cart, come up here where it says high sell score, click this down arrow, and you can delete a cart here. And that's how you're going to make room for more properties in your cart if you hit that 250 cap. If you get to a point where you're like, man, I love Remine and I want to go to Pro, if you're on Pro, you can save 10,000 properties in your cart at a time. So it's quite a bit different. And that allows you to really get into the farming aspect of Remine and save lots of different neighborhoods into your carts. Great question. Somebody asked, how do I print mailing labels off? So once you're in the cart, click on this more button. It's a little hidden print mailing labels here, and then choose what you want the criteria to be. Click print labels and it'll download into a file onto your computer and you can print it off from there. Awesome. Okay, so contacts down here at the bottom, you can upload contacts into Remine. If you want to upload your entire sphere of influence into Remine, you can upload them here. If I go back, let's see here, so I can show you guys. Let's go to associated. Oh, that's a for sale property. If I wanted to add, let's say I go in and I find them on the map, my neighbors, you can add them to contacts here, either by clicking add to contacts underneath the individual person, or you can click add to contacts for all people. If you bought the contact information, like cell phone, email, stuff like that, it'll all pull with it. And if you're on the Pro plan, all their contact information will pull with it. But I'm going to add these people to my contacts. Go over to my contacts section. And then there is Sherry Lynn. You can add in fields like, birthday, address, notes, if you want to use this kind of as like a low functioning CRM, children, anniversary. It's just a great way to keep all the people in your sphere of influence. And then you can add them into your carts as well. So if you click here, upload properties, you need their address. I think it gives you, let's click on this. It's going to give you a preferred CSV file. So to answer somebody's question about your sphere of influence, make sure you have their up-to-date information, street address, city, state, zip code, upload it into Remine, and then you can create a cart that way and send them mailers through your sphere of influence cart.